You're listening to the Hustled Up podcast. I'm Laura Natoli.
And I'm Holly Silva, and we are best friends since birth turned multi-passionate entrepreneurs and co-owners of Chores and More, a successful service-based business where everybody is treated like a best friend.
Welcome to our show where tactical business education meets fun and real conversations about this wild journey called life.
Get ready to be inspired. Grab your headphones, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up.
What's up, Hustled Up fam? We are back with another episode of Hustled Up, and we are your hosts. My name is Laura.
And I'm Holly.
And look at Holly's cute ass headphones. Are you kidding me? Can you show them the mic too? Like, can you just prop it up for anybody who's watching and show how cute that is?
This is like the best mic ever. It's by Razer, and I like the quality of this mic a lot, but I like that it lights up when I talk.
You sound very crispy too. It's very crispy.
Do I?
Yes.
I sound crispy?
You sound crispy.
You know what? We're getting these for the office
yes,
too.
Please. I would like one.
Need. I use a Snowball mic in the office, and no hate to Snowball, but it's not nearly as good. It's not nearly as cute.
Razer is the best.
So.
Are those Razer headphones also?
Yes, these are the Razer X Hello Kitty headphones. I think they're technically Kraken Kitties like yours, but they are a little different, but they're Razer also.
Yeah, so Razer, we love you. If you want to sponsor us, we wouldn't say no. We wouldn't say no.
Imagine
many years from
one
now.
day. Putting that on the vision board.
Yes, put it on the vision board. All right, so today is a very exciting day for us here in the Hustled Up world because, guys, it's our 100th episode. I can't even believe that. I cannot even believe that we've been doing this for 100 episodes now, and we've been pretty consistent as of lately. So, I'm just going to give us a little pat on the back real quick. So because of that consistency, I'm going to ask for it, guys. If you're loving the podcast, if you love that we've come out with 100 fun and educational free episodes, if you could take a minute wherever you're listening and just rate, review, subscribe, leave us a little love note. I do think our reviews are a little lacking right now, and it's a little upsetting. I would like some more, please. I need constant validation. So that's just who we are as people. We need lots of validation. So if you could validate us, I would appreciate it. Now, for our 100th episode, we couldn't just do any random topic. So we had a wonderful idea to do a little episode guide / recap, because maybe you're just tuning in for the first time. Maybe you just found the podcast and you're like, 100 episodes. What do I do? Do I go back to the beginning? Do I jump in now? Well, we put together a little episode guide for you so that you can find the episodes that you need now. If you are just finding us and you say just started a cleaning business, we're going to give you all the episodes. If you're struggling with your mental health or, work-life balance, we're going to give you a list of episodes to go check out. This way you kind of know, 100 episodes is overwhelming. This is kind of going to help you go look for the episodes that you specifically need, even though I think you should watch them all, but just saying, maybe you don't got time for that. Maybe you a busy bee. So this is going to help you along with that. So let's dive into it.
Are you tired of spending your entire weekend cleaning when you could be going out to brunch with your girls?
First of all, I love brunch. And second of all, yes, there are so many things I could be doing instead of cleaning my house on the weekend.
Oh yeah, like playing video games.
Or watching a movie with the kids.
Going on a date with your significant other.
Taking your dog to the dog park.
Going to the movies.
Solving world hunger.
Yes! Exactly. So this is why it is such a good idea to call up Chores and More for your deep and recurring cleaning needs.
And do you want to know something really, really cool?
What?
If anybody mentions Hustled Up when they call to book, they can receive up to $100 off their deep cleaning.
Up to $100 off. What are you doing still sitting there? Pick up the phone now, mention our podcast, and never have to spend your weekends cleaning again.
Simply go to choresandmorellc.com. You can fill out our request quote form there, or give us a call, send us a text, 631-397-0177. It is time to get back to doing the things you love. Let us take care of the cleaning.
All right, we're back with your Where to Go Hustled Up episode guide. And I think that this is going to be really helpful, especially for anybody just tuning in, or maybe you fell behind on some episodes with your two favorite cleaning besties. Well, this is going to help you figure out where to go start. So the first topic that I wanted to address was, are you just starting out? did you just decide to open a cleaning business, or did you just decide to start a service-based business? I put together 3 episodes that you want to go run to immediately. The first of which is actually our second episode that we ever did, which was 4 things we wish we knew when starting our business. And I still remember this episode because this was literally our second episode, and I feel like it's just such a good topic. Like, if somebody would have given me this information when we started out, I think I would have saved a lot of tears.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's just, you just don't know what you don't know, which is the whole reason we started this podcast.
Yeah, we definitely jumped right into like, we're going to give away all we know to help other people avoid the mistakes that we made, which was a lot.
A lot. A lot. And it is good to make mistakes. I mean, don't be afraid of making mistakes because they are the best teachers. I will say that. But definitely go check out that episode because it's great in terms of things not to do, things to do, and all that good stuff.
So that's episode 2, you
that's
said?
Episode 2, 002, 4 Things We Wish We Knew When Starting Our Business. Great episode. One that we did very recently, actually, is another great one to listen to if you are literally brand new, like you just started your cleaning business or you're even thinking about starting a cleaning business, is 097, What You Need to Do Before Taking Your First Client. We just did this one the other day. It's a great episode, right?
Yeah, that's a really good one because it just takes you through every single step, like legally, like every legal step and market research and just being prepared and all that stuff. It's really, really good.
Yeah, definitely very back to basics. If you've been in the cleaning business for a while, you might be good to skip this one. But if you are very new, definitely a back to basics, great episode. Those are my favorite type of episodes to do, honestly, because I feel like those are the most helpful. Those are what I would have wanted back in the day.
Yeah, and that one is one of the ones we jump on a lot of these episodes like just free flowing. You know, we don't do research. We're a very casual podcast, you know. But that was one that we took notes for. So when you see us bust out the notepad, that's how you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, definitely. And you should be taking notes. That's how you know
you're going to get some tea.
Yes, you should be taking notes for this episode because this is like definitely a very meaty episode. If you're not taking notes, you're going to be like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, I do need to hire employees. What episode was that? So like, get out the pen and
write
paper.
It down.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
Absolutely. And the last one I put on the list for this category is, you might be like, why did you put this on the list? But 058, Reasons to Finally Go Mop Free. And the reason that I thought that this was important to listen to right off the bat is you might be thinking there's no need to go mop free. Why would I go mop free? I'm an extra body. Why wouldn't I use myself? I could make some more money. Because that's the mindset I had. For the first, 6 years of our business, almost 5 years, whatever it was, I was like, why would I not clean? I can walk. I have a body. I'm able-bodied. Why would I not clean? But the reason that you want to go mop free sooner rather than later is because that's going to allow you the free time to finally work on your business and not in your business. It's going to allow you to really grow and scale the business if that is your goal. You know what I mean? Holly, I said I need content validation. Content validation.
I was listening. I was like really into
You're really into it,
saying, but I didn't realize you were finished with your thought. So you were like waiting for my response, and I was like, "Yes, preach, sis."
Yes.
Like,
that's so funny.
I was like listening a little too hard for a second
I like
there.
It. I like it. You're very in tune with me. I love it. Love it.
I am. But yes, to everything you said. Yes, to everything you said. In fact, it's so funny because like looking back now, I say this to Laura all the time. I'm like, how the heck did we even grow to the point where we grew to without being in the office? And like, even when we didn't clean, like, so there was a point where we would clean like 3 or 4 days a week, but then the day off was a day off. Like we literally had people going and cleaning and we didn't know what the heck they were doing, where they were. Like, I don't know how we got away with that, but as our mentor always says, like, what got you here won't get you there. So like, obviously that way somehow got us to, having 50 or 60 recurring clients or whatever, but it was not going to get us to 150 recurring clients. It's And now we're trying to get to 200 and 250 and 300, and things that we're even doing now are not going to get us there. So, you know, it's always changing, but it's definitely good to think about the future of your business right from the get-go, like right from the start of your business. Because one mistake that Laura and I both made was thinking that we were going to be cleaning for the rest of our lives. And if that's what you want to do, that's cool. But if you want to scale and like have employees and not cap your income, because when you're cleaning yourself and it's only you cleaning, you're capping your income.
Yeah.
Because there's only one of you. You can only clean so much a day. So it's worth it to consider the possibilities of not only additional money you can make as someone with employees, but just other opportunities and time to do other things, maybe pursue other passions outside of your business or mentorship, or open a second business. Like there are lots of opportunities there that you don't get if you are just and I don't want to say just because that's not the right phrasing, but like if you are the technician in your business as well. So you should probably read the E-Myth. We should do a book club episode on that. I don't know if you have book club on your list, but we have a couple.
I don't. I was thinking about adding a book club. Maybe we'll have to do a part 2 because there's a few topics we don't cover.
We don't have enough book club episodes to promote it yet.
Yeah, I definitely want to do some more book club ones though, because I freaking love the book club episodes. All right, so the second thing I wanted to talk about, or category I wanted to address, is a meaty one where we did a lot of episodes about this topic. It's self-care.
It's employees, isn't it? Oh, no, okay. I thought it was employees.
No. Self-care and overall wellness, whether it be physical wellness, mental health. We talk about that a lot.
You know, it's a taboo topic, I think, and I need to take my own advice though. So
I know.
Tell me what episodes I need to go back and listen to.
Yeah, no,
tell me where I need to go.
It's so funny you say that because as I was making this list, I was like, oh man, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. I have to go back and listen to this myself. Especially one of them. Okay, I'm gonna like rapid fire through the list, and then because there's a lot, and then you tell me if there's anything you want to unpack. Okay.
Get your pens
Get your
out.
Pens
ready to write these down.
Rapid freaking fire. All right. 003, one of the very first episodes. And I remember this was so long ago that I was literally sitting in at the time I had a walk-in closet. I was sitting in my walk-in closet in the dark because there was no lights in there to try to get good quality audio because I didn't have a mic. So that's where we're at. You got to start somewhere. But okay. 003, meal prepping and planning for the busy bee. Love that episode. 004, so the following episode, the importance of rest. 010, vacations, they're necessary. 027, tips to create good habits. 049, stop the negative self-talk. Love your hype girls. That one we need to go back and listen to. Right? That's like a spicy topic. 060, how improving our health is improving our business. And 063, fighting burnout. That how our health is improving our business, that episode 060, wasn't that long ago. And I don't know what happened because I saw that episode topic and I was like, but I'm not improving my health. Like, what?
We slipped a bit.
Yeah,
we were doing great. We slipped a bit.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
It's hard. Like, it's so hard. Life is just it just lifes on you, and then you go through the motions, and like one day you have all your shit together, and the next day you're like, oh my gosh, I have nothing together. Like my shits are very far apart. And so it's like but that's why we make episodes like that, because being like having those reminders is so important, because not only is it normal to go through tough times and struggle with your routines, your mental health, your physical health, whatever. But it's like, it's imperative to try to fight that and to prioritize yourself. And even if that means taking a vacation or resting or whatever, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's important. I think I like the self-care episodes a lot. I think they're really, really important, because you're just not gonna thrive in your business if you're not taking care of yourself and like thriving in your life.
Yeah, it's true. They're so connected. And I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize actually how connected they are, which is why we did that
Yeah.
episode about how improving your health can improve your business. Because a lot of people think that they're separate and they're not. And I feel it. I feel like, and I feel like I know a lot of the knowledge. I know what I have to do. I've done it before regarding, physical health and mental health. But even if you know what to do, it's really hard to actually do it, right? You know what I mean? It's like I know what I have to do, but when life gets so busy and crazy and work gets stressful, sometimes I know how to meal prep. I know great meals to meal prep, but it's so much easier to go run through a drive-through at a Taco Bell. And that's just the truth.
I know. I know. It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
It's yeah. And I feel like a lot of business owners, I try not to do this because having time at home is very important to me. It's something I highly value. But a lot of entrepreneurs will just work, 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 work. And like they'll just kind of forget that they have a life outside of it or that they should have a life outside of it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, I guess some people just truly thrive working all the time. I am not one of those people though.
No, it all comes back down to what do you value? Do you value money? Do you value free time? Do you value time freedom? Like what do you value time with your family? Do you value fun? Or do you
Yeah.
value having enough money to have a huge house? It really all comes back to what do you value, and you have to prioritize what you value. For me, I do work hard, I would like to think, but I don't work is not my number one priority at all times and during all
No.
seasons. That's the thing too. Like you can have a season where, yeah, you feel really motivated to hustle, 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 but then you might have a season where you're like, I'm tired. I need to really prioritize rest this season.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to listen to your body, listen to your mind. Like, don't force yourself to do things that you are, not I don't want to say not capable, that's not the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say, like that like are not good for you, that are not beneficial to you and things like that. So, I think that that's important. So, if you're feeling burnt out in your business or you're feeling like you just need some health tips or some wellness tips, then definitely go listen to those episodes and I'm going to go do the same thing.
I know. I was just thinking that. I was like, okay, I have to listen to this one. I have to listen to this one because it's really
Same.
easy to practice to preach, but it's harder to practice, right? Like I could sit here and preach all day, like, yeah, make time for rest, eat healthy, it'll make your business better, but it's really hard to actually practice those things. So you have
It
to
is.
remind yourself.
It really is. And I feel like even not as a business owner, like just as like human beings,
Yeah.
we go through like the motions of life and like your day-to-day responsibilities both in your business and at home are like just completely dictate like how you live. And I feel like, it's important to like step back from those things and figure out like, okay, how can I prioritize self-care? How can I fuel my body better? How can I give myself more energy? How can I really set myself up to thrive, in my business and at home? And once you start doing that, you'll notice like your business will start to get like the health of your business gets better as well.
Yeah, no, it's so true. You can't pour from an empty glass. I know we say that all the time.
Ugh,
And you also can't compare yourself to other people too, because that's a trap that a lot of people fall into today with social media. You'll see that, so and so on Facebook is doing 18 million things and they never seem burnt out and they seem like they're having a great time. Well, maybe they're in a different era. Maybe their kids are grown and you just had a newborn or a 2-year-old, or maybe, whatever the case may be. You just cannot compare yourself in terms of how much you're doing and how much capacity you have for things to other people because they're in a completely different season of their life. So you just really can't
mhm.
compare when it comes to taking
Yeah,
time for rest and prioritizing yourself.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I love those episodes. We'll definitely do some more about the mental health and the physical health because I love those. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. This is another very, very meaty category, actually, which I didn't realize how many episodes we had about this. But I wanted to talk about hiring, or if you need help hiring. We have a ton of episodes on this topic because it is important. If you're a business owner and you are looking to grow and scale, hiring is one of the most important things you can do for your business to help grow and scale.
Yeah.
So, just to go over the list, and we do have some that are actually very similar on this list. Uh, Episode 022 is 4 things you need to know before hiring your first employee. So this could have also gone in that first category of if you're just starting out, right? This is a very back to basics. What do you do when you're hiring your very first employee? Definitely go check out this episode if you have no employees and you would like some. 026, what we're doing differently with our new hires. This is a good one because, again, if you want to learn from us and not make the same mistakes we did, we can talk about this for days, for literal days. We made so many mistakes with our first round of employees. Like,
I literally get like anxiety just thinking about all the crap we went through. Like I literally like it's like a little traumatic for me. I swear.
Oh, no. I get it.
Like we hired anybody with a pulse back then, and there were a lot of things we didn't do. There was a lot of things we did wrong. We did not know how to set boundaries back then. We did not know what to look for when hiring back then. We didn't know how to discipline back then and like set expectations back then. Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger you with that one.
I'm upset. I have a stomachache now.
But we are out of that because now we have amazing employees who, while we have a wonderful relationship with, I feel like the biggest thing is setting that boundary because we have an absolutely wonderful relationship with our employees. We talk to them about their personal lives. We help them through issues that they're having. We're there for them when they need them. But there is that still line of mutual respect that this is a job, this is an employer-employee relationship, and we don't ever cross that boundary. You know what I'm saying? That's like knowing the boundary and not crossing it. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway, I think, from that episode. Yeah.
And we got like lucky in that nothing crazy happened when we were hiring just like, I hate to say it, a bunch of idiots. And like people who just didn't respect us and respect the job, but doing so could be a very costly mistake.
Yes.
It can 100%. Be. For us, not really. It was costly to our sanity. And that will be inevitable. But in some cases, it's costly to your business. So you don't want to just hire anybody, and you want to make sure you're taking the proper steps when you're getting ready to hire, and doing it right when you do hire, when you have staff.
Yeah. Triggered.
Yeah.
Triggered. All right. Moving on. All right, so we have some also geared towards interviewing. So some of these are actually for the people that are looking for jobs, actually. So it's a little bit of a different thing, but it's still relevant to hiring. What not to do at a job interview. So that could be helpful for you if you are looking for a job, but also helpful if you are hiring employees and you're going through the interview process and you don't even know what you should be looking for. Maybe you don't know what the red flags are. Maybe you don't know what you actually are looking for in a future employee. So that episode can be very helpful. This is a good one. This is where you should start. If you are looking to hire, this is another great one that you should listen to and make it a priority. Is 073, why you should always be hiring. And this is such a good episode because I feel like this is something that not a lot of people know. I didn't know this. I had no idea you should always be hiring. But I can tell you from personal experience, every time Holly and I say, you know what, we're overstaffed, we have so many employees, let's not hire, let's cancel our interviews, boom, something happens and we regret that decision. So that's definitely a really, really good episode to listen to. Yeah. Okay. This is kind of similar to 048, but a little different. 094 is weird things you should never do during an interview. So very similar, but this episode was a little more juicy, a little more tea was spilled with some weird shit that has happened to us during interviews. So if you're looking for like a little entertainment, I think that that's a great place to start for entertaining, but also educational. You wouldn't believe some of the things that we've had to deal with during interviews. It would blow your mind.
Crazy. It's crazy. And it's good for like business owners. There's stuff for business owners to take away from that episode because we point out things that like may not be so obvious, like obvious red flag, you know what I mean? But like things that you should start considering when you are bringing people in for interviews. So even though it's like kind of sort of addressing like the interviewees and people who are job hunting, it's also very educational for the business owner or employer side.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're somebody that interviews over Zoom, you might listen to that episode and say, "Oh my goodness, I didn't realize I couldn't figure out this issue unless it was in person," or it's going to make you think outside the box of how you need to be paying attention to everything from the moment that you have first contact with them, whether or not it's through text message, email, or phone call, through the moment they're leaving your office. Like the little tiny things can make or break it for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Moving on. This is the last one I think you should listen to. And this is actually a guest episode. And the guest we had on is absolutely amazing. 070, Establishing a Successful Recruiting Process and Building Strong Company Culture with Libby DeLucian. So she is one of the CBF coaches. She came on for an episode, and she is also the owner of Root Recruit, which is the company that we use to outsource our hiring process. And she's amazing. This episode was so good. It really I felt like we got a free coaching course during this episode.
No, literally. It was very educational.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you're having issues hiring or you're having issues even getting interviews booked, great episode for you.
Yeah. And Libby is like the all-knowing queen of hiring and recruiting and company. Like she has a, I don't know, $1.5 million-ish business. Plus she owns Root Recruit, which is a recruiting company. Plus she owns, I don't know, she owns multiple businesses. She just dropped a children's book. I'm like, how does this woman do it? So if you're just looking to be like inspired by like a real industry leader, that is one that you definitely want to check out, because she dropped some tea in that episode, like some really good shit. I remember she was talking to us when we were filming that one, and we were like, oh, I didn't even think of that. And like as soon as we like got off the call, we like emailed our account guy for Root Recruit. We were like, more days. Like we were she just taught us so much that we were able to literally like, take out of that episode. I remember I told her, I was like, we should charge for this one, because like it was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
she's a goddess. She's amazing.
Love her.
Okay, so yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you are looking to hire, definitely a very meaty topic. Now moving on to a fun topic, using social media for business. There was not as many as I thought, actually. I only had 3 on the list, which I was like, I thought we're the social media queens. Like, why are there only 3 episodes about this? Unless I missed some.
Enough.
Unless I missed some.
No, I don't know. That's wild. We need to do more social media episodes.
Yes, this was very eye-opening. This was like almost me doing an audit of our podcast and what topics were lacking.
Yeah, no, okay. We're like coming up some social media growth episodes. Stay tuned.
Yes, we got to get Beth on.
We got to get Beth on. Jinx.
Yo, that's crazy. Yes, we're going to message her today. Another industry queen.
Yeah, she's a queen. She's our personal mentor. Like, well, for our our business, our mentor. But she is the social media queen, and so we gotta get her on.
Yeah, we'll get her. We'll get her.
Yeah.
All right,
get her.
So without further ado, the few episodes we do have about social media are 011, Social Media 101, the basics. This is where I believe, it was so long ago, I don't fully remember, but this is where we just kind of cover the basics of using social media for business. And if you're one of those people that thinks, what? Social media for business? I don't have to use social media for business. You're wrong. I'm just going to
hear that.
We've
heard, not all the time, but we've heard it before. Oh, social media. No.
You're wrong.
Social media doesn't matter. You don't need a social media presence. Wrong.
Like you could not be more wrong. Like, can you grow a business without it? Yes. Will you grow exponentially faster with it? Yes.
Yes.
We're very passionate about
also
this.
Yes,
absolutely. So go check that out if you're looking for the basics. Then I have 019, a deep dive into planning your social media content, because you do kind of have to have some kind of strategy when it comes to social media. You can't just be posting stuff willy-nilly randomly. You have to have some kind of strategy as to who are you targeting, what kind of clients are you looking to get through social media. You can't just be, willy-nilly all over the place. So I believe that one, again, this was a while ago, was really about planning the content. And then we have one that Holly took the reins on, actually, 061, how to make money on TikTok Shop. That was
a fun one.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a fun one. Yeah. I enjoyed that one. Yeah, I made quite a bit of money last year on TikTok Shop. It was nice.
Yeah, you can. You can make money.
That. Yeah, you can. Even if I think you can sign up for TikTok Shop if as a business TikTok. I think I don't know 100%, but like, we're all looking for ways to make additional income, and TikTok Shop is like one of the easiest ways. It's just so easy to make money there. So that was a good episode. That's all we have though.
That's all I found. Yeah, we really don't have a lot on social media.
That's a disgrace.
I know. It's a disaster, really. So
that is a disaster.
Make a note.
We need to do more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like there's so much we didn't talk about,
like content pillars or anything, or
I feel like we addressed. I feel like we addressed all of that in the basics episode.
Yeah, we probably did. We should do like a more advanced episode.
And like all different channels, like about YouTube and about TikTok and about Instagram. Yeah. Like we should deep dive into like Pinterest, even though I don't use it as much as I should, but I know about it.
Yeah.
I know how it works.
We know things. We just don't do things.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We know a lot. We
need an episode on how to. Yeah. We just need an episode on how the fuck to do it once you know what you have to do, how to just do it.
Yeah. Once I learn how to follow through, then I'll do an episode on it. Then I'll follow through and do an episode.
Stay tuned. Yeah. Stay tuned for that one day.
Okay, you're gonna love this next one, Hal. This is all you. This was all you. All your episodes.
Was it? Oh my gosh, what is it? Oh,
how to become a planner girly. Yeah. A little series called Plan Your Hustle. So I have those 3 written down, and then we also had another one that I would like to talk about. Wait a minute. No, I wrote down the wrong thing here. Scratch that. I'm gonna because there's an episode on this list, and it's not the episode that I wanted to talk about. The first 3 I do. Hang on. I definitely wrote down the wrong thing. I need a pen. Actually, no, I don't need a pen. I'm just gonna look on.
Take a note that this is 34 minutes in. You have to delete this.
I don't have a pen. I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of editing because I also have to. I'll write it in my notes app. Edit out this.
When Hannah wrote, that was at 11 minutes in.
Oh, thank you.
Ish.
Okay.
I remember.
Sorry. Just gonna be a little bit extra editing. It's fine because it's the second episode with Kathy I wanted to talk about, and I wrote down easy ways to level up your company culture. That's not the one.
It's the other one. It's goal setting or something along those lines.
Yeah, because she talked about the full focus planner, so I wanted to put that on the list. Let's see. It was kind of recent. There we go. It's 092. I don't know what the fuck I don't know. Ignore me, please. Okay.
Consider yourself ignored.
Thank you. All right, so let's start with the Plan Your Hustle series because you did have 3 of them. So the first one is amazing. And again, if you're just starting out, if you're like, I don't know anything about planners and I would like to become a planner girly and organize my life, 014 is the episode for you. It's called Plan Your Hustle, Choose Your Planner. Because that could be overwhelming, right? Holly's over here 18 years later trying to still figure out what planner she wants to be in.
I know. I'm like, I'm thinking about switching again. I gotta stop.
Out of control.
What's wrong with me? I'm just I'll never be happy.
I told Holly that I think, and I would like a cut of the profit since I'm giving you this advice, you need to make your own planner and then sell it.
You might be right.
Then sell it.
No, I think you're right.
Yes.
Because I love what I use now. I use a full focus. We all know that. But I need something that can keep me organized and prompt me, but also that's a little less demanding.
Yeah. There's a lot in the full focus.
It's like it's a little much for me. So I don't know. I may be switching. Which means Laura, I'll have 3 planners if you fucking want them.
Sure.
But besides the point.
Absolutely. So yeah, definitely if you're thinking about jumping into a planner and you have no idea where to start, go listen to that episode. I believe Holly went over like all the different types of planners that you have used, right?
I believe so, and I believe I went through like from what I remember, like different kinds of binding. So like spiral versus disc versus coil, coil versus disc versus like book binding versus like sizing, like A5, A6, like different brands or like companies, manufacturers. But granted, that was from I think 2022, so it's like I don't mention Full Focus. I don't think I mentioned Hobonichi either, which are 2 brands that I personally use now, and I don't really use Happy Planner anymore. But it's still a good episode. It's still a good episode to educate yourself on the different kinds of planners you could use, what you could be planning in your planner and things like that, how to get the most out of it. So I'll probably have to do an updated one soon.
I was just going to say that. You got to do an updated one and talk about Full Focus.
Yeah.
All right. Another one is 024 Plan Your Hustle, Setting Goals 2023. I noticed that a lot of our planner episodes are also about goal setting.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. In order to plan effectively, you got to know where your destination is or where you want it to be, where you're going. It's, obviously you got to just kind of plan your day to day, but you got to plan things for the future too. So it's important to set those goals and know what they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Then we have 056 Plan Your Hustle, the Ultimate Guide. So this is a little more recent. Maybe you do mention those other planners in this episode. I'm not 100% sure.
Honestly, I got to go back and listen because what number was this?
056.
Oh, so this is a little more recent. Definitely in 2023 for sure.
Yeah.
But now it's 2025. Things have changed a lot, So, yeah, but I probably cover a lot in that that episode. I honestly don't remember. I have to go back and listen.
Yeah, for sure. Then lastly, we have another guest episode by another queen in our industry. So many queens in the cleaning industry. Queen Kathy herself, Kathy Merchant. It is 092 Setting Smarter Goals in 2025 featuring Kathy Merchant. And this is where we dive so much into the Full Focus Planner. It's overall such a good episode. You have to go listen to it. Whether or not you want to be a planner girly or not, listen to this episode. So good.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a really good one. And it's like really gets really nitty gritty about setting goals too.
Yeah.
Because one thing to be like, oh, I want to do this year and I want to do that. Like, no, it's like, okay, now you like really put like effort and like focus into setting your goals and then using a planner to break down those goals into smaller tasks to then achieve the big end goal and keep track of the goal. So yeah, there's a lot there. It's a really good one.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Moving on to the next topic. We're almost done. The second to last category. We're flying through this.
Oh my goodness. I mean, not really. We've been recording for quite some time.
Wow. Just time flies when you're having fun. Okay. So next, if you are having trouble, and this is kind of industry specific or just service-based business specific, if you're having trouble pricing, we have quite a few episodes regarding price. Now, this doesn't mean like we're telling you what to charge. This is more so just kind of how you figure out your pricing. Mm-hmm. So just to rapid fire them off, we have 023 Pricing 101, where we just go over the basics of how to calculate your pricing. We have 034, Let's talk about price increases. That's a juicy, meaty one because we are still struggling with this today because that's
I will never be okay with this.
No.
I will never be okay. I will never be okay with this. I've gotten better though.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, we've gotten so much better with this. But at some point, like you will have to increase your pricing.
Period.
No matter what industry you're in. Netflix does it.
No,
Hulu
everywhere.
does it. Like
we just got an email from QuickBooks, our accounting software. They were like, "Oh, your price is going to go up effective this date." Okay.
Yeah. The Dollar Tree did it. The Dollar Tree, I have a bone to pick with them. They're now $1.25 per item. You can't call yourself a Dollar Tree. You're the $1.25 tree. But I'm just saying.
They also have, you're going to really hate this one,
What?
but they have like the Dollar Tree Plus section where they have items up to like $5. So now they're just giving Five Below, which doesn't make no sense.
That's stupid. Because don't call yourself the $1.25 tree, or call yourself the $1.25 but some items are $5 tree. Call yourself that. But my point is that if the freaking Dollar Tree, where their price is in their name, can up their pricing, so can you.
Listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Very passionate about this. When Holly told me about the $1.25 thing, I was pissed. I was not happy.
Soon, and I'm willing to bet that soon they're going to be $1.50 tree.
Yes. But guess what?
It will
stop me
happen.
from going there? No. I still go there and spend, and people will do the same with you.
I love me some $1.25 tree.
Me too, and I will love the $1.50 tree.
So, yeah, I'm the Dollar Tree queen. We all know that.
You sure are. So yeah, if you need help with a little pep in your step when it comes to price increases, you know it's time to do it, but you're scared, go listen to 034. All right, next we have 084. This was actually an episode topic that was a question from one of our listeners. What to do about the cheap competition? Because especially in the cleaning industry, this is a tough one, because you're going to come across so many people that say, that's a ridiculous price. My last cleaner charged me half of that. But there's many reasons why you charge one price and the cheap competition charges the pricing that they do. So if you need help and if you're second guessing your pricing, go listen to that episode. It's going to help you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This was another one, question posed by a listener. It's episode 086, how to leave your emotions out of your pricing. And this is a hard thing to do, especially if you're an empathetic person. And I think I did this episode solo, and I talked a lot about how essentially it doesn't mean you can never bless somebody. If you feel in your heart that you want to bless somebody and give them a discount or a sale or a free cleaning, you're more than welcome to do that. But how you shouldn't feel guilted into having cheaper pricing. And that's a hard lesson to learn. It really just comes with practice and with knowing your value, knowing your worth.
And knowing, if you have employees, what they are worth.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. So, you're doing them a disservice if you're letting your emotions lower your price.
Yeah, which is easy to do, especially with those price increases. It's easy to say, oh, but I love this person, I don't want to increase them.
We had too many times where we were like, oh, we should, we're going to negotiate with this person. They've been with us a long time and, whatever. And then it ends up eating our ass. No, that's kicking us in the ass.
This is a different kind of podcast.
Sorry.
My God.
So sorry. It ends up kicking us though. Like those decisions end up kicking us later on. And, even I think of one client specifically that we negotiated with, and then we had an employee who didn't last long. Weird coincidence, maybe. But he was like, I'm not going to get this house done in the time you're allotting. I'm just not able to do it. And we were like, oh, we made an oopsie.
Yeah.
So, now we know. And that person, unfortunately, got another increase. And we're not negotiating this time around, no matter how much they beg and plead. Yep. Because our employees deserve to get paid more for that house and for the work that they put into it.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. So if you're struggling with pricing, go check out those episodes. They are amazing. And we are down to our 7th and final category. And there's a lot of really great episodes that I didn't include in this list. We might have to do like a part 2 when we get to 200 episodes. I don't know. This is just some topics that we had pretty meaty episodes about. And the 7th topic is difficult topics you might need to hear. Because, we always keep it real and raw over at Hustled Up. I think that's what kind of sets us apart is, we are going to tell you about the difficult things. We're going to tell you about the things that don't always put us in the best light. We're going to talk about the hard subjects. So I have 3 episodes that really might hit home for you. So the first one is 015, Navigating Client Complaints. That is a touchy subject. And that was a really, really good episode in my opinion. Not to toot my own horn, but to toot.
Toot indeed.
Toot. So if that's something that you struggle with, just know that you're not alone. Holly and I have gotten so much better about dealing with client complaints and not letting it ruin our night. But every once in a while, it still does. Even 7 years later, it did.
Yeah, no, it's you know what? I slept like a baby that night though.
Yeah.
Like I sleep well now. It used to keep me up at night. And it doesn't anymore. And so I'll still take things personally, or like, I'll take it personally on behalf of my techs. But overall, it took a lot of like exposure therapy and like getting the complaints like that does need to happen, I think. But I would have loved in the beginning, when I was up all night crying over complaints and like feeling like I want to throw this business in the trash because I can't take another complaint, like I'm done with this. I think that having an episode like this to listen to, where I'm like, oh, this is normal. And let me just disclose, I don't think I've said this in the episode. I don't know. It happens in every industry, because I literally tried to leave the cleaning industry thinking it would get better. And I dealt with a literal hellhound from the devil himself, like when I went and worked at a spa doing nails. And she was literally the worst person I'd ever encountered in my entire life. And I don't have any cares about her well-being, because she was a bad person. And so you're going to deal with just like bad people in every industry, and you're not going to please everybody in any industry. So this is an episode you want to listen to no matter what industry you're in, because you're going to deal with people who are going to complain. Some of them are valid. Some complaints are valid. And even when they're valid, they still kept me up crying all night. And some of them are not going to be valid. And so it's important to know that it's important to be able to dissect them and deliver amazing customer service when it does happen, because we talk about that too. Like, you can't get like crazy defensive, or you can't let that anger, if you're feeling angry or frustrated, like you can't let that dictate how you respond to the person complaining. Even if the person is just a jerk, like this person I dealt with in the nail industry, I literally got to a point where I just had to step away from it and let my boss deal with it. If I was the owner myself, I don't know how I would have dealt with it, actually. Now that I think about it. So we're not even going to go there. But we talk a lot about like how to address them, how to not let them like eat you up inside. And again, me and Laura still get like emotional sometimes a little bit, but we're definitely not wanting to like sell our business every time we get a complaint anymore.
No, I feel like we've learned that it's inevitable. And once you kind of accept that, as you grow, especially, it's going to happen. And once you can accept that it's going to happen, and you put a solid protocol in place of how you're going to handle it and how you're going to make it right for the customer, it really helps you take the emotions out of it. Because I used to get a pit in my stomach, my heart would race. Now I don't really have a physical reaction anymore. I'll be like, oh, that's like annoying if it's an invalid complaint, or I'll be like, oh, I feel bad we messed up if it was on us. But I don't have a physical, visceral gut reaction the way that I used to, which is a really big step.
Yeah, the amount of stress poops I took back in the day.
Oh my God, yeah, so many poops.
My bowel movements are pretty normal now, which is nice.
Yeah.
But like it stings, especially in the beginning. It does, but you have to remember that your techs or yourself, you're only human. And like, it doesn't matter if you've been cleaning for 10 years, there's going to be somebody who's going to find something that they're not happy about, whether it was your fault or maybe their expectations aren't aligning with the service you delivered because you didn't set the expectations. I don't know if we ever like really spoke about that, but that's important.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but we do address the complaints themselves, and we've even addressed that with our team. I don't know if we ever spoke about that, Laura, but like how the complaints are gifts. And
yeah, I think we did do an episode on that, actually. I think if we haven't, we're definitely going to.
Yeah, the feedback is, even if it's negative, it's important, and you should be thankful for it.
Yeah,
because you learn from it, no matter whose fault it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Love it. Okay, the next one is also a juicy topic. 059, knowing when it's time to let a client go. And that's a tough thing to do. It's so hard to say no to money, especially if you are trying to grow, or maybe you're small, and when you're smaller, you're going to accept a lot more bullshit. I know we did, for sure, but you have to learn a client that you already have, when it's time to let them go, you have to know on that initial sales call, is this going to be a client that's really going to make our life hell? Is it not a good fit? And the more that you are exposed to it, the more you're going to learn like what is not a good fit for you and what is not a good fit for your employees. Because I have let clients treat me ways that I would never let them treat an employee. But we were new. We were just starting out. We didn't know any better. I wanted the business. I had done things. I would let people speak to me in ways that I would never tolerate now. And you have to know that it's okay to let go of a bad client.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. And I'm pretty sure we told a story specifically of how we had to let go of a client that was paying very good money.
Yeah.
And that stung. That very much stung and it sucked, but you're not always going to be a good fit with people. And that's why it's important to know your ideal client, but that's, an entirely different topic. But either way, like it's important to know when it's just, not a good fit and you got to break up.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I hate breakups though.
The client's going to be upset. Nobody likes being broken up with.
No, I personally do not. I would be so upset. I've been upset. I've been broken up with. It's not fun.
No.
So but you got to know when it's time, especially if it's costing your, either yourself or your employees, like their happiness at work.
Yeah.
Like, and we tell our employees all the time, like, it's one thing to have a client that's like a little annoying or maybe they micromanage a bit or whatever. But like when it comes to a point where you're dealing with like disrespect or you can't align your expectations with them, like then it becomes a problem. And that's, when you're waking up and you're like, I don't want to go to work, or your texts are waking up and saying, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to deal with this person. And we try really hard not to allow that. And so we always are preaching, don't, if ever you feel disrespected, you got to tell us. And that did happen, once, and we had to deal with it. And there were other times where Laura would be on a sales call and be like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work out. And there have also been times where we went on an initial cleaning and said, we're not going to move forward with this person on a recurring basis because it's just not going to work. And so we talk a lot about that in that episode. That was a tough one. That was a doozy.
Yeah.
That was a doozy of an episode. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. But a good one.
Sweating.
A good one. I have another tough one. This is the last one on my list, and it is also a very tough one. I saved the doozy for last.
No. Oh, what is it? Ew.
Episode 071, navigating our first 1-star review. Yeah.
Throw up.
I'm sorry. Triggered.
I can't breathe.
I told y'all, we talk about the things that nobody else will talk about. And that's what I love about this podcast. And again, toot. But nobody wants to talk about getting a 1-star review. Nobody wants to admit that they have a 1-star review. We have a 1-star review. Did we earn it?
No,
oh my God. I don't think we earned that 1-star review particularly, but we have it and it's there and it is what it is. And we talk all about how it made us feel. That's not one of those times where I was able to sleep good at night. I did not let that roll off my shoulders.
No. That one was a tough one.
Yeah.
We both did not sleep well that night.
Yeah. No, it was bad. It was rough. So we talk all about how we felt about that, how we handled it, how we tried to make it right with the client. But again, some clients you just cannot please. It does not matter what you do for them. They are mad. They will not remove the review, and you have to deal with it. And
you have to deal with it. Yeah. It's annoying.
Yeah.
And
it's inevitable. It's inevitable. If you are a large business and you don't have a 1-star review, I'm a little confused. I'm a little stuffed.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, you're so perfect.
Yeah. I'm like, you paying for those reviews? What's going on?
Really?
Like, I'm suspect.
Yeah, no. It makes you look more real. And, and it's easy to be mad at the person, like when they leave you a 1-star review, because you're like, wow, that person really just wants to trash your business. How dare you?
Yeah.
But you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. You can't retaliate. You just got to deal with it. You got to take it. You got to take it like a champ.
Yeah.
And, my chest hurts.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger you. It's a good episode.
God.
It's a good episode.
It's so good. It's a really good one because it's going to happen. And you know what? Even if you've never received a 1-star review, I would listen to it now to like low key prep yourself for like when it inevitably happens, because as you grow, it most likely will. Most likely.
Yeah. It's very rare, especially if you're a large business, that you have 100% 5-star ratings. It's just very rare. Hopefully you'll have mostly 5 stars, but it's just somebody might even leave you a 4-star and that might hurt your feelings. Like you just gotta mentally prepare for it. And as business owners, I think that you have to grow a little bit of thick skin. You have to have some sort of mental toughness because you will deal with people not being 100% satisfied with your work, with your company, with you as a person, with your techs. You have to grow a little bit of thick skin. So I think that listening to that episode will kind of help you with that.
Honestly, a lot of these episodes, like dealing with client complaints and like all of these, they're gonna help you get that tougher skin and like not take everything so personally, and just understand that this is just one of the downsides to owning a business. It's not all, you know, peaches and cream, you know, and it's not for the weak. Business ownership is not for the weak. And that's why we do this podcast, because we want you to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we want to address it. And there have been, and there still is times where I am lying awake at night. And usually, like now, like I said, it's not typically from a client complaint, but maybe it's something else. I'm short staffed. I don't know what I'm going to do about the schedule. You know, it's tax season and we have to pay a big bill. How are we going to get money, you know, enough money to pay this bill? You know, and we always work it out, but like there are times where things are like shit's just going to hit the fan. And for us, it seems to happen kind of all at once. Like,
always.
Like we'll go like 2 months with like everything being so great and like everything's wonderful. Money's good. Money's flowing. Employees are coming in. Nobody's calling out. Like clients aren't complaining. And then all of a sudden, like it'll be like, bam, call outs. An employee's car dies. Another one quits. 3 clients complain in one day. 1-star review. Like it's like, and then you're like kind of in a tailspin. You're like, what the freaking heck is going on? And like that could happen. And like it's okay and it's normal that like sometimes shit just hits the fan in your business. And you just got to learn to like navigate through it, problem solve through it, you know, have support systems to help you get through it, work with people like, you know, like for example, like we have a bookkeeper now, so I don't really stress about money as much anymore, or I don't stress as much during tax season because I kind of know what's going on. She's helping us figure out our numbers and get them where we want them to be. And, you know, so we don't have to worry about that. We kind of have that financial support system. Now we have a marketing guy. So like he's there to support us as well. If we feel like leads are slow, I can call him and be like, hey, listen, like the phones aren't ringing. Can you please help us figure this out? So, you know, but either way and then you have people like us like listen to this podcast and listen to these episodes and know that you're not alone and know that you need to be tough. Like, you know, if you want to be a business owner, you have to be tough and be ready for anything, because like anything can happen.
Yeah,
you know, and it gets yeah, just be, you know, be ready. And we're gonna keep, you know, some episodes we share are gonna be light and fun, and we're gonna joke and we're gonna do these, but I'm sure there's gonna be something that's gonna happen that we're gonna talk about, like, you know, and we talk about even like not so like just like the little hard things that plague you, you know, like imposter syndrome. Like we spoke a lot about that in one of our episodes because it's something that kind of like haunts me like on a daily basis, you know, and so we're going to talk about that kind of stuff too. So if you're not listening, you should definitely be listening every week, you know, whether you're in the cleaning industry or not. Sure, you could skip a couple if you're not in the cleaning industry. You know, some of our episodes are just dedicated to cleaning industry, but some of them are really for anybody, and can be helpful. So, you know, we don't want to just put ourselves in a box. We want to be able to communicate with all of our fellow entrepreneurs, because it's hard no matter what industry you're in.
Yeah, it is. And you're going to have problems no matter what industry you're in. Some of them will be the same problems and some of them will be different problems, but you will have problems.
Yeah. There will be problems.
Yeah.
You got 99 problems. All thanks to your business.
Yeah. We did do one episode, I will say. We did one episode where it was like it was a list of things we love about owning a business. So there is also beautiful things about owning a business. There is little 5-year-old Laura never thought that she'd be working with her bestie day in and day out. Like literally.
No, never. What the hell was
never
that?
thought that
That's
was going to
weird.
happen. It's
so
weird.
Strange. Sometimes when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, this is fucking weird.
No, literally. Like we like literally get paid to like hang out with each other every day. Like it's freaking weird. It's weird.
It's true. And I'm very thankful because like when shit hits the fan for us, we have each other. But
Yes.
like sometimes like not everybody has that. So we want to be that for you too.
Yeah.
For sure. But you know, Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely
fun.
weird.
It's fun. But it's fun. Like I got a new puppy. I take her to the office sometimes. She drives me crazy. I want to throw her out the window. I won't, but I want to. But I can do that. I have that option. Today I told Laura I'm going to record from home because Maple's sleeping in the crate. And guess what? I can do that. I can, I have the schedule opened up like literally right on the computer that I'm looking at, making sure everything is kosher and good. And, we get a lot of experiences and freedom and opportunities that people who do have jobs as opposed to owning their own business don't have. So there's good and there's bad, and we talk about all of it.
Yeah, just like anything in life, you're gonna have good, you're gonna have bad. You have to take the good with the bad, and overall I would say the good outweighs the bad any day. So for us,
For sure.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you minimize your bad when you are prepared, which is why it is also important to, I know this is just one big push to listen to this podcast, but like that is why it's important to listen to these episodes and like communicate with us and follow us and all of these things, because it's going to help you avoid those mistakes that we made and minimize your bad. So it's going to make the good way more prevalent. Like if you have systems in place and you are prepared for the bad things and you are proactive, which a lot of our episodes help you stay proactive, then the bad is not going to be nearly as bad. We went with like a lot of bad when we were hiring employees and not following systems and not having a good process for hiring. But now we went through that and we toughed it out, and now we get to share the lessons we learned from those mistakes with you. So now you don't have to hire a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. I wish I had this. I wish I had us before we started.
I know.
Right?
So, and now like we are, we're like on our way to be $1 million business, and it took a lot of trial and error to get there, and we want to share it with you. And you know what, even if you have a business bigger than ours, we hope to have things to share and things of value that you can take away and be like, oh, I never thought of that, or oh, I didn't think to do that, or oh, I should do that, even if your business is bigger, whether your business is bigger or smaller. I like to think that we have a lot of value to bring to the table, and we're going to keep bringing guests on, and they're going to have different pieces of value that they're going to bring to the table. We've had a lot of guests on in previous episodes. Maybe we should do an episode highlight with all the amazing guests.
I was thinking that. I was thinking about adding that in here, but I was like, there's so many. That's got to be
so
a fun
many.
episode.
It's a little meaty.
Yeah, it's very meaty. And we're just going to continue to have more and more guests. We have some already lined up on the docket that are just incredible. And like, I love connecting with people who are experts in things that I am not, because every time we have a guest on, I learn so much. I mean, we had a financial coach, we had a podcast specialist, we had a marketing person. We literally, and we're just going to continue. We're going to continue to bring on the amazing guests for you guys and for us.
Yeah. So make sure you keep following along on our journey, and hopefully in doing so, we can help you on your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a great time to bring up that if you are not connected with us on social media, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go give us a follow at Hustled Up Podcast on Instagram. And in the meantime, also go see what we're doing on our business pages. We do post, especially on TikTok, a lot of Hustled Up content on our Chores and More TikTok. It's just at Chores and More on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to be a guest, if you have an episode topic, if you have a question, you can always send us an email at hustleduppodcast@gmail.com. All of our personal links will be linked below. And if you've been wanting to reach out to us for a while, please do. I just connected with somebody yesterday, actually, on TikTok. She commented on one of our videos. I DM'd her and she said, oh, I've been meaning to reach out for a while. I have some questions for you. So if that's you, if you're thinking, oh, I've been wanting to reach out, I have questions, please do. We welcome it. The proof is in the pudding. We always answer the questions and sometimes even bring them to the podcast. So that's it for us. This is our 100th episode. I feel like we need like balloons. Like 100 balloons.
Like the big like balloon.
Yeah.
Or confetti or something.
Like a party popper.
Shot some confetti into the camera.
Right. But that's all right. We'll save it for episode 200 because we are just getting started and the best is yet to come. Thank you so much for listening to us and for being here along our journey of 100 episodes. We will see you next time.